Olá!
Oi, tudo bem? Olá, amiguinhos e amiguinhas que querem aprender português. Eu sou Índia.
Eu sou Borracha.
Bem-vindos ao nosso canal!
Yeah. Okay, so this is the very first official lesson video of India and Borracha's Portuguese lesson. Okay, we're very excited about this project, and this lesson series is designed to help all you guys capoeiristas out there who want to learn Portuguese, and also for non-capoeiristas who are interested in Brazilian music or Brazilian culture, Brazilian food, Brazilian people. So this is for you guys. So let me introduce ourselves to you guys. My name is Borracha. What's your name?
My name is Índia.
India. Very good. So I am Japanese and she is Brazilian. She's from Recife, Pernambuco. It is a northeastern part of Brazil, very hot part. And I'm Japanese. I have been learning capoeira for 18 years. I started in Canada, Vancouver, and I started with a group called Capoeira Brazil with a mestre inclusão de Jesus. Okay, and we are here back in Japan in this small city called Kochi. Okay, this is where I'm from, and it was my dream to come back to Kochi to start a capoeira school here. So we have another project called Kochi Capoeira Center, which is not an official group of capoeira, but it is more of a place where capoeiristas can gather and learn, practice, study capoeira. Okay, so it is a place in Kochi where capoeira is practiced, studied, and taught. Okay, so Portuguese is a language that can be a little bit challenging, but let me tell you one thing. It is easier for English speakers to learn Portuguese than it is for us Japanese people to learn without any English knowledge. Okay? Because English sentence structure is similar to Portuguese sentence structure. So when you guys learn Portuguese, you guys can think in English, put the words in the more or less the same order, and speak Portuguese. You obviously have to learn all the words, right? But how you put the words together is similar in English, more similar in English than it is in Japanese. So for us Japanese people, it can be even more challenging. But I learned to speak English. I studied in Canada, so I'm still learning, but I learned Portuguese the way I learned English, the way I speak Portuguese like I think in English when I speak English. So this is an advantage for you, okay? But in this lesson series, we're going to break down all the grammar structures, we will explain how things work, and we will take a step at a time so that you guys can learn bit by bit. Okay? Okay, so in this lesson series, what you guys will be learning is Brazilian Portuguese. Okay, so Portuguese spoken in Portugal and Portuguese spoken in Brazil are different. Okay, not entirely different, obviously. It's the same language, but there are quite a few differences, and the things that are correct in Portuguese may not be correct in Brazilian Portuguese, or may not be natural or normal in Brazilian Portuguese. And she's from Brazil. I learned Brazilian Portuguese, so there are things that I don't know about Portuguese. So just to tell you guys that in these lessons you guys will learn Brazilian Portuguese. Okay? So, we hope this video, this series is going to help you guys learn Portuguese, understand, and be able to use it in capoeira or in whatever, Brazilian thing that you will be doing. Okay?
Quer aprender português do zero, passo a passo, de uma forma bem fácil? Então vamos ao que interessa.
Vamos embora! Olá!
Oi, tudo bem?
Tudo bem, obrigado. Como você está?
Estou bem, obrigada. Como é seu nome?
Meu nome é Borracha. E o seu?
É Índia. Prazer.
Muito prazer. De onde você é?
Sou do Brasil. Você é japonês?
Sou sim. De que parte do Brasil você é? Você é de São Paulo?
Não, não sou de São Paulo. Sou de Recife, Pernambuco.
Ah, que legal. Right guys, so that was the first conversation and it was about introduction. You learned to say, how are you? What's your name? My name is, where are you from? This kind of basic stuff, right? And whatever new language you learn, you usually start from here. For you guys English speakers, it's be verb, okay? I am, you are, he is. So in English, you have to conjugate this verb be, right? When you use I, it becomes am. When you use you, it becomes are. Okay? It's the same idea in Portuguese. There's a main difference, which is there are two types of be verb. Okay, so right from the get-go, it's I guess it's a little bit more challenging than English because you have to distinguish between the two. Okay, but in this lesson, we're only going to learn to conjugate these two verbs with the subject I, you, he, and she. Okay, so 4 subjects, but the conjugation patterns are only 2 for each verb. Okay, so basically you're going to learn 2 conjugation patterns for one verb and 2 conjugation patterns for the other verb. Okay, in total 4 conjugation patterns. It's not that bad. Okay, so ser and estar. Okay, so they basically correspond to be in English. Okay, but the difference is when you use ser, you use it when you talk about things that don't change every day. Okay, for example, names. Right, my name is Borracha. This fact does not change overnight like that. Maybe sometimes, but okay, I have kept this name for the past 18 years. My real name is Hiro, and I've lived with this name for almost 40 years, right? So, doesn't really change like that, okay? The names, this is a table. This doesn't become a chair tomorrow, right? It was a table yesterday. It is a table today and it will be a table tomorrow, okay? So things that don't change every day, okay? So you use ser for this kind of situations, okay? And that's why it's used to, say your name, say where you're from, because it never changes, right? And when you talk about names of other people, other things, okay? And estar. Estar is used for a temporary state, okay? So it's the opposite, right, basically, okay? Kind of a permanent state and a temporary state, okay? So, for example, if I am hungry, right, that means I'm hungry because I haven't eaten, okay? But when I eat, I'm not going to be hungry anymore, which can be 20 minutes from now, okay? So it's a very temporary situation, okay? I'm angry, I can be angry, okay? My wife can be angry, but, it's not going to last forever, I hope, right? I'll buy her an ice cream or something and she'll be happy, okay? But anyways, so a temporary state, okay? So that's the main line that differentiates the two verbs, okay? All right, but for you English speakers, you know, I am hungry, I am borracha. This am doesn't change, so English be verb plays both roles, right? But in Portuguese, it's separate, okay? So, I know it's a little bit overwhelming right off the bat, but, you know, we're gonna take this slow, right? In this lesson, you're only going to learn to conjugate twice for each verb, okay? So, nothing to be scared of, right? Let's get started, okay? So we're gonna start with ser, okay? Ser conjugation for I, you, he and she, okay? So, eu sou, você é, ele é, ela é, okay? So, two conjugation patterns, like I said. So, which it corresponds to am. É corresponds to is. Okay? That's it. These are the two patterns. Okay? So, é. So is used for I, which is eu. É is used for you, he, and she. Okay? So, these three subjects use the same conjugation. Okay? Pretty simple, right? Eu sou, você é, ele é, ela é. Okay? Eu sou borracha, right? And você é americano, você é canadense, americana, né? Você é japonesa, você é chinês. Okay? Pretty simple. Okay? Now move on. Let's move on to estar. Okay, Estar, like I said, it's used for a temporary state, right? Okay, so let's conjugate. Eu estou, você está, ele está, ela está. Again, two conjugation patterns only. Estou and está. Okay, only two. Eu estou, você está. Ele está, ela está. Ok? Então, eu estou bem. I am good. Ok? Ele está bem. Right? Ela ou você, same thing. Está bem. Ok? Hungry. Em português, you say com fome. Ok? Então, estou com fome. Você está com fome? Ele está com fome. Okay? This is also not so difficult, right? Not so hard. Okay? Two patterns. Sou, é. For ser. Estou, está. For estar. Okay? That's it. So, the conjugations, this is pretty much it. But there's a few things I want to talk about. Okay, one of them is that in Portuguese, much like Spanish or Italian or French, has this gender concept, right? So the words have genders. It can be a masculine word or a feminine word, or maybe a neutral. Okay, so but mostly either masculine or feminine. Okay, so this is a very new concept, I guess, to many of you guys. It was to me as well, because I'm Japanese. I speak Japanese, and in Japanese we don't have this, right? Nouns, the names, things don't have genders. Okay, table is a table. It's a thing, right? But in Portuguese, table is a girl. It's a feminine word, right? Shoe. This is a masculine word. Okay, so usually nouns are either feminine or masculine. Some words are neutral. Okay, but so this is something that we have to get used to. I mean, we can make mistakes, obviously. You know, it's not that easy, but you know, we try to mentally prepare ourselves that every time you see a word, you have to think about, is it a boy or a girl, right? We have to think about that, right? So, for example, in the lesson, I said obrigado, right? Which means thank you, obrigado. Né? Estou bem, obrigado. Tudo bem, obrigado. And teacher Inja, né? My wife, when she said thank you, she said obrigada. Okay, obrigada. Okay, so this here also has the gender concept, the feminine masculine concept. Okay, and yeah, well, if you're a girl and you say obrigado, I mean, I guess it sounds weird, but it's not the end of the world. So I wouldn't say, you know, this is absolutely important, and if you make a mistake, you know, people are gonna get mad or people are not gonna understand. It's not gonna be like that, okay? So this one too will, you know, take a step at a time and learn each word. You know, oh, this is a feminine word, this is a masculine word, okay? It's not, don't be scared, okay? It's gonna be okay, okay? Okay, now that you guys understand how to conjugate ser and estar verbs, we're gonna go back to the first conversation, and this time we're gonna look at it with the Portuguese subtitle, okay? So, here we go. Olá.
Oi, tudo bem?
Tudo bem, obrigado. Como você está?
Estou bem, obrigada. Como é seu nome?
Meu nome é Borracha. E o seu?
É Índia. Prazer.
Muito prazer. De onde você é?
Sou do Brasil. Você é japonês?
Sou sim. De que parte do Brasil você é? Você é de São Paulo?
Não, não sou de São Paulo. Sou de Recife, Pernambuco.
Ah, que legal. Alright, last but not for least, we're going to look at more examples using ser and estar verbs, okay? Inja is going to give you guys different sentences using ser and estar, and hopefully you guys can have a better idea, okay? Now let's do this.
Eu não sou americana. O Brasil é grande. Ela é bonita. Ele é alto. Eu estou com fome. Ele está feliz. Maria não está com sono. Hoje está quente. Vocês gostaram da aula? Espero que esta aula tenha ajudado vocês.
So, in this lesson series, we mainly focus on grammar structures because we believe that learning grammar is the best way to learn a new language, the most efficient way to learn a new language. It's basically a shortcut, right? When you learn a grammar rule, one grammar rule, you can apply it to 10 different situations or even more. You learn one thing, you can do 10 different things. That's the power of grammar. Okay, so we want to encourage you guys to learn the rules and patterns and obviously learn the words and phrases, okay, and learn to put them together in the right way, okay? And this putting together in the right way is basically grammar, okay? You know 100 words, but if you don't know how to put them together, then it's not going to work. If you don't know how to conjugate them so that you're talking about yesterday or today or tomorrow, you know, it's going to be a very difficult conversation, right? You can't, or whoever is listening to you might not be able to understand you, okay? So it's very important that we learn grammar and we will focus on grammar structures, okay? But we will be making some videos of phrases and vocabulary, right? And maybe We will make videos about Brazilian culture, right? Maybe about capoeira, maybe about capoeira music, okay? But we'll be making all these videos too. But our main lessons will be grammar-based lessons, okay? Okay, we hope that this video helped you guys, and the next video will help you guys, and this lesson series will help you learn Brazilian Portuguese. Okay, we will try to make our videos as interesting, as informative, as educational as possible. So stay tuned for the next video, and we will learn Portuguese. Okay?
Até a próxima aula!
Tchau, tchau!